سلام خدمت دوستان عزیزم. تو این ویدیو قصد داریم در رابطه با یکی از شاهکارهای فرانس کافکا به نام مسخ صحبت کنیم. در ابتدا یک خلاصه از داستان مسخ با شما به اشتراک میگذاریم و تو ادامه ویدیو در رابطه با داستان مسخ با یکی از همکارای آلمانی خودم که اسمش تیتزیان هستش یک مصاحبه رو انجام دادیم و بیشتر در این باره با هم دیگه بحث میکنیم. امیدوارم از این ویدیو خوشتون بیاد. قصه با توضیحاتی از زندگی معمولی گریگور آغاز میشه. او به عنوان یک فرد مسئول و کارشناس توی شرکت بزرگ کار میکنه. گریگور درآمد خودش رو وقف تامین نیازهای خانواده‌اش شامل پدر، مادر و خواهرش میکنه. اما یک روز وقتی از خواب بیدار میشه متوجه میشه که بدنش به صورت ناگهانی تبدیل به یک حشره بزرگ و وحشتناک شده. این تغییر ناگهانی باعث وحشت و شوک در خانواده میشه. گریگور تلاش میکنه که با این تغییر بسیار ناگوار کنار بیاد و به زندگی روزمره‌اش ادامه بده، اما با موانع بسیاری مواجه میشه. گریگور به خاطر این تغییر تو حالت فیزیکیش موفق نمیشه سر کارش بره و از کار اخراج میشه. به مرور زمان حتی خانواده‌اش هم نسبت به اون احساس تنفر میکنن و یواش یواش اون رو مثل یکی از اساسیه خونه کاملا نادیده میگیرن. گریگور در حالی که به تدریج دچار انزوا و دلسردی میشه سعی میکنه تا با این وضعیت خودش مقابله کنه، اما هیچ فایده ای نداره. پدر و مادر گریگور که وظیفه مراقبت از اون رو داشتن به شدت خسته میشن. در ابتدای داستان خواهری سعی میکنه با گریگور همدردی کنه، اما به تدریج به بزرگترین دشمن گریگور تبدیل میشه. داستان به اتفاقاتی از مبارزه گریگور برای ادامه بقاش و پذیرش وضعیتش و همینطور واکنش‌های خانواده‌اش به این وضعیت گریگور میپردازه. به تدریج فرسایش روابط خانوادگی اونها آشکار میشه. در نهایت داستان به یک پایان غم‌انگیز و پوچ میرسه. گریگور به خاطر مشکلات و رفتارهایی که خانواده با اون داشتن به شدت خسته و زخمی میشه. گریگور در انتهای داستان به خاطر شدت جراحاتی که بهش وارد شده و آسیب‌های روحی که از طرف خانواده‌اش به اون تحمیل شده جون خودش رو از دست میده. سعی کردیم در ادامه ویدیو با یکی از دوستان آلمانیمون همزبان بشیم تا ببینیم که نظر اون در رابطه با کافکا و این داستان شگفت انگیزش چی هستش. همراه ما باشید.
So, thanks first of all for accepting the invitation, Tizzian, and I would like you to introduce yourself for our audience at the beginning. Then they will be a bit familiar with you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I'm Tizzian Aroled, and I'm working as a researcher in the section of material science and writing my thesis, my doctoral thesis right now. And I'm working as a researcher for nearly 6 years now, and this period has to come to an end. And I'm looking forward to what happens next in the next few months. And for my hobbies, for example, I play drums and have 2 bands. I really enjoy making, creating, writing, and playing music. And I also like gaming. And right now I'm started reading again a lot. And my favorite literature right now is actually not the topic we're discussing right now or want to discuss, but science fiction. I'm right now really into science fiction. Don't know if you know Isaac Asimov, for example. Who is like the inventor of everything which has to do with science fiction. And Gibbs, who is the author of Blade Runner, for example. These are current literatures I read. And
That's cool.
One of my most preferred author is Ken Follett. But this is more historical novels, but I like reading Ken Follett especially.
I didn't read anything from his work, so it's
Not
cool.
yet?
Not yet.
It's
so then
pretty amazing.
to-do list. So There are mastery things. Yeah, I guess he wrote.
There a lot of.
Perfect. And as you know, today we talk about the very one of the masterpieces of Kafka.
Yeah,
for sure. Metamorphosis.
One of the most known.
Exactly. So, in the world, actually, not only in German literature, but also around the world. So Kafka is a very special case. We know that, and everyone knows it, probably our audiences. And we talk about one of his special work as well. So it's a bit a challenge. So, you know, it's not a kind of easy thing to discuss sometimes, but we try to discuss about this book as much as we understood, as much as we knew, and then based on the things that we got. So first of all, I have to say that this book was written in 1915. It was published in 1915, but written maybe previously, but Kafka published it in 1915, and this is the story of 70 pages or something like that, and it's not that much a long novel. It's a short novel, actually. So, and the style is a kind of fantasy, and it's not a kind of realistic story, and it's about a person who is waking up in the morning
and being a beetle.
That's right, a beetle, cockroach, something like that, kind of insect.
It's not described directly,
exactly,
but the description,
kind of insect, we know for sure.
The description of his legs, his shape, and his color resembles a cockroach.
That's right.
But it's never said that it's a cockroach.
That's right. And what is really cool about this story, the transformation of this person from human being to another creature. So it's very fantastic. And then not only the transformation of this guy is really fantastic, the transformation of the family.
I would say more the transformation of the family, because the transformation already happened at the beginning of the book. So we don't get to know how he's transforming. It's just like happening. Yeah. But it's completely interesting how the people and their opinions change during time. And it doesn't exclude Gregor Samsa. He's the main character. He's the one who gets changed. And the change in mind and opinion includes also him. So everybody's making a transformation.
Exactly. But he's in the center of everything, you know. Then it seems that, you know, sometimes I think that, okay, let's talk about these things a bit later on, because there are some questions, maybe in the questions in between we can discuss about details more. So the first question that I actually wrote here is that, what's your opinion about Franz Kafka himself? So he's a very special character. So
he is a very special character, and I did not know much about Franz Kafka before reading the Metamorphosis, and I tried to get to know a little bit more after I read the book, or the novel, or the short story. I don't know how it's called properly. And so there's some basics nearly everybody knows, but it's very superficial. Like he is the inventor of the Kafkaesque writing style, which is very descriptive, easy written, and it's astonishingly very good readable of also nowadays, even that it's more than 100 years old right now. So
exactly.
It's
still interesting.
Still interesting, and a lot of older literature is harder to read, and Kafka is still easy, but very interesting, and the topics are very interesting, and he has a really interesting history, the character Franz Kafka. So, and this was something I have researched after I read the novel about his past, his childhood,
his
and that
relationship with father,
that he had no real, like home country, if you want so.
Sure.
And living as a German-speaking person in Prague, and had no real, like cultural anchor. You know,
that's right.
He had a lot of problems with his father, but it might be not only he had problems with his father. Most likely, the whole family had problems with his father, because he was very domestic.
He was a very dictator, I guess I would say.
Might be, it's. Dictator might be a better description of it. and he had always his writing issues with his writing. So I don't think that he believed himself being a very good writer, because he wanted all his literature being destroyed after his death.
Exactly. But we are lucky that they are not destroyed, because his friend, I guess, saved us.
his friend decided against his last will to save the literature, and he got also he was known during his lifetime, but he got famous after his death. One more interesting thing, which might be important so the things he wrote was maybe his political view, which was not very common to that early time in the 20th century.
Yeah.
He was a socialist,
exactly,
working at an insurance company, which might have caused some interesting conflicts.
Definitely.
And but he's a very interesting character, struck by an illness, which nowadays would be curable. But
exactly.
But in the past, it was like a death sentence, which took quite a while to
He was suffering different illnesses. I guess that some illnesses were related to his physical things. Some illnesses were the mental things.
Might be,
could
but
be depression.
His mental illness is not really good discussed.
Not really, because people, they don't agree which type of mental illness he had actually. But we know that he was a kind of, I would say, from my point of view, he was a kind of crazy genius. So
this
is what I think.
He was what we can say, he was different as most other people during that time. That might have led to being outstanding, being an outsider, maybe. And maybe he was hiding if he had a mental illness, he was maybe very good at hiding it.
Exactly.
Because, but it's known that he had his issues with relationships, especially to women. Might all be indications that something might not be right. But I didn't find a lot of clear information about
before reading his work, one of the reviewer suggested something. I really liked it. He said that first read his letter to his father. So
I can imagine. I did not do this, but I
read that one. Then after reading that letter to his father, you can get about his character. So he was a kind of special person, and then he had many problems with his father, and that was not the only person who had problems with fathers and the family members during those years. I guess in Europe, because people, they were really different. So during those years, so that it was not like now, and people always had problems with family members. And they tried to survive. They were really poor sometimes. They had to somehow make money. But the thing is that he couldn't speak with his father. And then that was the main reason that he got really isolated later on in the society. So, and then he was really good with his friends. He had really good friends. He had really good with making friends. But the thing is that he was a kind of depressed person, they say, and then he was really isolated. And although he was talented, he was a bright person, definitely, no doubt, we see his writing style, one of the pioneers in his style. So, and he's one of the famous German writing person in the whole world. And as you mentioned, it's, for example, this book was written 109 years ago. Still amazing, so still interesting. So, and
it doesn't come to the mind to the reader that it's that old, because nothing during that time. So like the past, it's still applicable to nowadays. So there's no really recognition points displaying that far in the past, which is quite futuristic for the time.
And you know that he has also problem with his mother.
I did not know that.
His mother was really religious. She was Jewish, and she did care of the religious things. That's what actually Kafka criticized about it, and he said that when actually our father was behaving us really bad, my mother was just praying. So she was not defending us.
Your informations might help a lot for the interpretation of the single characters right now. And you mentioned the letter to his father.
Yeah.
You're completely right that it is worth to mention before reading Metamorphosis. I knew about the father issues, so it came not in mind to me that it might be good for interpretation.
Yeah.
But also your information about the mother might be quite interesting to analyze how different persons do react in Metamorphosis.
But what is really interesting in the letter, he tries to somehow defend his mother and his sister against his father, saying that, for example, for his sister, he says that, hey, father, you didn't let her to go to another city to study, to be successful, but you always says that we should go around, get somehow promoted and try to be as successful as possible. But this is against the things that you do now. And by the way, because of these things, his sister could actually go to another city, to a kind of village or something like that. And then, but she was not successful that much. But her father was again like that. I knew it. You are gonna be a kind of loser. So these things, this kind of father was destroying the whole family for sure. But he didn't also have kind of support from his mother and his sister, not that much. And maybe in the book that we go through it now, it is also written that at the beginning he had really good relationship with his sister, the person, the character of this book. But during when the story is going forward, so we see that the sister is changing, and then the sister is the person that is somehow put a kind of knife behind his back. So that's really weird. So this is a bit, because when you support someone, you expect also kind of support from that person at least. But you see something really different.
This changed during the progress of the novel. His father didn't change very much from the beginning, and the religious part of the mother might be described by her mother or his mother. I think she wants to help, but is hindered, so she can't help. So somehow the family, the sister and her father holding her back, and I'm sure that she's not capable of helping, although she wants, even if she would not be held back by the family.
Yeah, exactly.
And this might be the connection to the religious frame, which might be too conservative to help. Maybe this might be a connection.
Sure. That's right. And then now we are talking about the book for sure. The next question was about the book. So what do you think of the Metamorphosis in general, and what is the best part of this book from your point of view? This is not answered yet. So what is the best part of this book from your point of view?
Do you mean in sections, like beginning, middle, end?
There are three sections.
It has 3 sections, and one of the best parts, I think, is the third act, because it's the great boom, which is quite dramatic and horrifying. How the people are turning against him. Although nearly every section is really quite important for understanding the complete novel. In the first part, it's you learn how the family is depending on him, and and what makes it so. In his explanation about why they maybe care for him, and
they could not survive without him. So he was making money to somehow support the family. He was affording everything.
And the second part is more about the change, about his change in mind and opinion, but although the struggle the family have with living with him and accepting him. And the third part, it's the most traumatic one, where everybody is turning against him, and it's very dramatic. So the final, so not the end of the book, but the final, actions Gregor does is hurt by his father, rejected by the complete family, crawling back into his room.
That's right.
Dying with the good memories about his family, despite being so rejected, while the family, it's like he forgets as soon as he's back in the room dying. The family forgets about him. Out of the mind, out of everything. So out of the sight, out of the mind. And they start looking forward and having those views, opinions against each other, like Gregor Samsa's opinion about his family in during his last breath, and against it, all the hate he got of his family, and there were no good memories left in the family about him. And this makes it very dramatic, and it makes it more dramatic that the novel continues.
This was actually my point of view. The thing is that then later on, it doesn't say that, okay, I'm dead, so point.
No.
He tries to see that, okay, he was really proud of his sister, saying that, she's now a mature woman, so she can get married. She's really ready for the family, to support the family. She's now everything in the family, in the center of attention. And although the sister behaved him really badly at the end of the story, so he was really kind. He was
kind, and his final act when he then died was to protect his sister.
Exactly.
And I think so. The end of the novel made me see the book or the novel like the change of Gregor was an unwanted but necessary evil to change the like the misstandings, so like all the things going wrong in the family. So it was necessary that that happens to Samsa, so that the family get more independent, does not have to rely on others.
That's right.
And for the family, it's like a happy end.
Definitely, yeah.
And not especially with being that Gregor is being dead, but being independent now, are capable of doing what they want to do without relying on Gregor.
Definitely.
So and maybe this is the reason he continued the novel, so that but it's quite traumatic that the main character is gone and doesn't play any role on the last 10 pages.
Exactly.
So no one talks about him.
No. And I guess Kafka wanted to say that, sometimes the persons are not that much important. The general story is important. So maybe a kind of happy ending is really good. But as you mentioned in between, so the transformation was not only for the Gregor himself, but also for the family.
Yeah.
So for the Gregor himself was a kind of the sad thing, but for the family was a kind of happy thing. So we
hard
say that
time with a happy ending.
Hard time, but with a happy ending. But the thing is that it means that maybe you have to pay something to receive something. So it's like that. So the family had to somehow they pay their son. They have to give up the son to have a very happy ending.
Yeah, I see as Gregor more like a sacrifice.
Exactly. This is also kind of thing that we can think about it. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he sacrificed himself for the family or if the family sacrificed him. Would be completely different.
Exactly. This is something else. So you do it from your bottom of your heart, or they sacrifice you. So
but because of his good memory about his family, I'm more the opinion that it's a sacrifice made from him to the family and at the end.
Yeah, good point.
And less and betrayal of the family. But this is I'm pretty sure one of the most discussable, is this right, the word?
Yeah,
things
sure.
at the novel. What are the intentions and what are the intentions of the different persons?
But the thing is that maybe from the point of view of the family, they wanted to sacrifice him, but from his point of view, he wanted to sacrifice himself. So because maybe at the beginning you say that, okay, the father says that we have to get rid of him. So then it was a kind of thing that he was not a kind of merit to his family anymore. So okay, let's go to the next question. So what do you suggest to our audience before reading this book? So
we discussed it a little bit earlier. Might be helpful to read the letters to his father. Because the description of his father and how he reacts and the maybe gets better is better explained if you know how those two characters in real life stand up against each other. Or I hope I say it right. So there were some issues with the father, but it might be just helpful for understanding one character. So and it was a question which was not really good to answer by myself, because there's so much happening in the novel that I would say best read Wikipedia to get to know what.
The good thing is that in Wikipedia people can find different languages also. They can read, and there are always more information at different languages. Maybe they can check the English language, they can check the Persian and German.
Might be that the German one is the longest.
Should be, because it's everything is written in German.
I never had read such a long Wikipedia article about one single person, because it's pretty long. Pretty long.
That's right.
And might be you need it. You don't need it to read it in advance. Maybe you got to get framed. Maybe read it afterwards if you want to have some assistance by by the interpretation of what you have read. So actually, for reading it, you don't need any knowledge about the characters or about the history during that time or what happened. So you can completely read it without any background knowledge. But at least study a little bit about the author and the letters to his father.
But I do usually for such an interesting story, so I read it without reading anything before for the first time. Then if it's really interesting, I try to read the critics, try to read the reviews and the things that they're written on the web and Wikipedia, the character himself, the author and everything. And then if I have time, I read it for the second time with these opinions. Then it will help me to understand the things, the details in a better way. So this is the style that I usually use for the such a book. So not of course we don't have that much of time to read everything 2-3 times, something like that. But for some novels and stories, they are really worth it.
The short stories and novels, you can do it.
Exactly. Okay. Then the last question is that, from your point of view, what are the pros and cons of this story?
So it was a little bit difficult to see the differences to one of the first questions, especially. So what I like best.
Could be.
So pros and cons. So pro is you can read it nowadays with ease. No problem. And the English version is easy to understand. The German version is also very easy to understand. I changed only to the English version because of the vocabularies. Because might be some vocabularies which are nowadays not used anymore in all day.
Is it kind of old German? No, I listen also the German version. Of course, I could understand maybe 70%, something like that. but the words were clear as well, I guess.
Yeah.
There as well. So then
I did not know what a prokurist is, for example.
Oh, okay.
So in English it's just manager, and this makes sense to me, like the boss of the
maybe during
the company.
those days there was a kind of position like that. They call it.
So understanding. So
was it a kind of vice manager or something like that?
I think it is like a vice manager.
Vice manager, something like that.
Because there was a higher ranked chef named in the novel than the prokurist. But I tried to avoid stumbling above such words when we're talking. So, although you don't need to know what a prokurist is, because it's described in other words, just you can read out of the context. So you can really good read the context of the book, because it's very, very good described. So he's describing maybe 3 or 4 days in his life during his change, although a larger time span is covered, and he described those 4 days for 3.5 hours. So it's a lot. He's describing a lot without. It does not get boring. So it helps a lot to understand everything, and it's. Very good described, so that it stays interesting. One thing I really liked was, as he described that Gregor is losing his perception as well. So he's looking out of the windows. Weeks ago he could see the street and the hospital from which he would expect help, which was denied by his parents, for example. And in the end, he wasn't able to see across the street anymore. Exactly. So also some indications about his change, his change in opinion or in mind, but in a completely descriptive way. So
that was also the point that I also wrote here. It's everything is explained in detail. Everything is
even
fully
how he
thoughtfully explained.
Unlocked a door.
Exactly. But there is a cons from my point of view that, so there is a kind of a question that cannot be answered. Why did he transfer to a cockroach? What was his sin? Was he sinner? Why? What was the main reason that this transformation happened to him? So
I think that if you expect a logical explanation, I don't think that there is or might be ever any logical explanation for his transformation.
I can understand that this transformation really kind of sacrifice from his side or from his family's side that somehow come up with a kind of happy ending. But why? What happened to him that he got this transformation?
So it's also maybe it's a con, but I'm not sure. So it's so he's transforming, but his transformation is not so. What he's thinking is, oh no, I'm different. Everything is a little bit different, but I need to cope with it. Yeah. And realistically, if you would wake up as a giant cockroach, you would be completely freaking out, for example. Exactly. But no one except his mother is freaking out. So okay, I'm a cockroach again. What I'm doing now? So how it's. So the intentions are very unclear what the situation should express, and people don't react like you would assume in such an information. So it's really unrealistic in any way. So like the people.
But I can understand something. So imagine that in the real life. So one day I wake up. So I realize that I have a cancer. Then my family, they depend on me, so they would say that, okay, now we have to do something else. So this is quite understandable. It may happen, a kind of disease or something like that,
This was my first idea of the interpretation that I, because I knew about the illness, but I read about the illness, his tuberculosis. And I was thinking about, he was working in the insurance company, brought money back home, and maybe this wasn't possible so I'm talking about Kafka now. When he got ill, he wasn't able to get the money for the family, and maybe this was starting the rejection. But then I read about when he got tuberculosis and when he published the book, and this doesn't match. So it would be like a forecast about his future.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did. Who knows?
Yeah.
And the next idea I came up with was his social political view.
He was a socialist, and
he was a socialist and stood up for the working class, I guess.
He was against the capitalism
and helped the working class. And he wore like a flower or something in his reverie or something like this for that people could see his political view, and there were some doing that excluded from different jobs, for example. So he stood up for what he for his opinion, and I don't know what. So his father was, I think, not really working class, but a chef of or like a boss of a company, something like this.
I guess so. His father was also a boss of something. So
he was more like he did not belong to the working class or the hard-working guy with dirty hands.
No. His father was a kind of chief or something like that. Yeah,
and this might also have caused the issues, maybe at least for partly during between him and his father, and I'm pretty sure that in his close environment, personal environment, or the persons around him, he maybe got rejected pretty fast by his point of view, and maybe the change is the different opinions meeting each other. So the socialism is like Gregor Samsa, and his mother is the religious part, his manager and his father are more the part of capitalism, or his father is the part of domestic violence, and the manager is the
manager
part
was definitely
capitalism.
And the sister, and the interesting character there.
His sister, I'm not able to put
maybe a person who is going to abuse the situation.
Is she abusing? She's helping quite a long time before she start like surrendering to the situation.
Yeah, you're right. Somehow.
So he describes how his sister makes it worse for him by removing all the carpentry, with the intention of helping him, for example. Like the
she thought that she's helping.
Yeah, like the unknown girl, which is maybe in between of all this, belonging right now to nowhere. So
or maybe
just being
a normal
good
people.
Yeah, just being normal without any like political view or intention, like being good, but being around all this different point of, maybe like this. So she's the hardest part for me for the interpretation. And maybe and if you're going to see it like this with the different political views, meeting at Gregor's apartment, maybe you can see the change of Gregor and his death then more like a sacrifice, leading to the final conclusion that the father starts working again, like honest work doing for his own. The sister starts to get self confident, and starts working as well. And I think she doesn't work very. She has a good, or at least not a bad job at the end.
Yeah, she was working as a seller or something.
Yeah, like a seller, like Gregor had. So getting money, getting a good position, and so maybe it's like the sacrifice of his for the socialism was finally ends in what he liked. Yeah. But this is, I don't know how far this interpretation is from other interpretations which are more official, but this was in the end I came up with.
Yeah, you can somehow relate the family itself to a kind of society, and then saying that okay, everyone is somehow taking a role in society now, and at the end, a kind of happy ending. The society is gonna be improved, and then they can somehow have a better job, better position, better situation, and at least the kind of better things that they do.
Yeah. So, but in the end, to come back to your last question, the pros and cons. So it might be pro and con as well, that it's completely open to the reader. There's no real explanation, and you have to,
think about it.
Think about it and make your own opinion about it.
Maybe you can be creative about it. So then, whatever you think. So
you there's you're losing a lot if you don't think about it and just read it. Then it's just a story about a person being a bug, don't know why, and at the end he's killed and everything is fine. And if you don't start to interpret this novel, it's a story making no sense at all. So the pros are that you can see it in so many different ways, but you have to you have to like it.
Sure. Okay, I guess we actually explained most of the things that we had, and the questions are answered. Thanks for the time. Very informative for me, and hopefully our audiences are gonna like this video as well. And let's maybe have another videos together later on about other books.
Whenever,
maybe of course I'm not gonna be here anymore, but we can do it online, no problem. We can record it online and then discuss about different books, especially when it comes to the German literature, since you're German, and maybe we can go next time to kind of Bavarian literature, something like
Bavarian
that. Because you are from Bavaria. Bavarian.
I have to think about what is Bavarian literature.
But I know, I mean, that's joking. But
do you know Struwwelpeter?
No, not really. So
it's a child book, a German child. Book for children.
Oh, okay.
Very cruel.
Oh, really?
Brutal,
Okay. No, I didn't know that. But among the other German writers, I also know that Thomas. I forgot his name. Thomas. Anyhow, I'm gonna tell you later on. But there is another writer. He's also he's writing really cool, and I really like his style. But let's see. Okay, thank you very much. Then I'm gonna stop the video.